Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to the latest Hurricane Tracker app video update recorded Thursday, October 3rd, 2013 at around 12:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Well, we have a lot to talk about as we have a newly formed system down in the southern Gulf of Mexico. Tropical Storm Karen formed this morning here just north of the Yucatan Peninsula. Right now, maximum sustained winds are at 65 miles per hour. That's about 9 miles per hour shy of Karen becoming a hurricane. The direction is off to the north-northwest at about 12 miles per hour. And this is the latest forecast track from the National Hurricane Center. Continues to move Karen towards the north-northwest throughout the day tomorrow. Then the system should slow down and curve off more towards the north-northeast or the northeast in response to a long wave trough of low pressure that's going to be moving out of the Rockies. And the winds ahead of this trough of low pressure will be out of the southwest, and that will cause the steering currents to likely turn Karen northeast here into the north central Gulf Coast. We do have hurricane watches in effect here along the panhandle of Florida through Pensacola, Mobile, Alabama, Biloxi and Gulfport, Mississippi, as well as southeastern Louisiana. And then from New Orleans westward, we do have tropical storm watches in effect. The Hurricane Center is forecasting Karen to reach hurricane status with winds of 75 miles per hour by tomorrow afternoon, and then beginning to weaken as upper level winds become a little bit more unfavorable. So definitely if you live along the northern Gulf Coast, the risk of this storm moving ashore is becoming greater with time. You need to make sure you have your plans in place and follow this storm very closely over the next few days. At this time, we think the greatest risk of a landfalling tropical cyclone is going to be somewhere here around eastern Mississippi through southern Alabama over to just west of Panama City. We think this was the main target zone. But again, still 3 days out. The track is not set in stone by any means. We could still possibly see the system move towards the north-northwest and come over New Orleans, or it could possibly turn to the east a little bit quicker and head closer towards Apalachicola. So really anyone from New Orleans to Apalachicola, you are under a elevated or a high alert level, and you need to really pay close attention to Tropical Storm Karen. Here's the latest visible satellite loop zoomed in on the system. You can see the storm does have an impressive outflow in the upper layers of the atmosphere. You can see the clouds are fanning out. That is a sign that the system is a healthy tropical cyclone in the mid to upper levels. But at the lower levels, if you notice, you'll see the center of circulation here, and I'll highlight it, is now becoming visible on the satellite as most of the heavy, deep thunderstorms are being pushed off in the mid-levels to the north and east of the center due to some light to moderate upper level wind shear coming out of the southwest here above the system. So right now, these southwesterly upper level winds are keeping the system in check and keeping it from really strengthening. And these winds are only forecasted to get stronger as the system moves off towards the north-northwest. So during the duration of this storm, this is the look we expect, the low pressure here, and then most of the heavy, deep thunderstorms and heaviest winds should be located north and east of the center up all the way through landfall. And of course, if that looks like it will change, we will definitely be here to let you know. And here's a look at the infrared satellite, and you can see the deeper thunderstorms are beginning to decrease at this time as we are heading through the day today. And we'll just have to see if thunderstorms will continue to refire around the circulation center, or if the system will continue to become disorganized due to the upper level wind shear. Here's a look at the latest wind shear map analysis. The green colors indicate wind shear of about 10 to 20 knots. So you can see just to the north and west of the system, there is some wind shear present, and it looks like the wind shear is a little stronger right now in the northern Gulf of Mexico. But once again, as this upper level trough here comes out of the Rocky Mountains, it will only increase the wind shear here in the northern Gulf. And again, we are expecting a sheared system all the way up until landfall. Look at the latest spaghetti model guidance here. They are very tightly clustered, continuing to be clustered here between Apalachicola and southeastern Louisiana. So again, we think this is the primary zone as to where Karen will make landfall sometime later Saturday night and into Sunday. A look at the global models. Several of the global models are still taking this system into southeastern Louisiana, so that's why we cannot rule out a landfall there near New Orleans. This is the UK Met model, which is a reliable model, and then here's the CMC model, which is also showing a landfall just off, basically on the Mississippi coastline. Then here's a look at the film model, also showing a southeastern Louisiana landfall, as well as the NavGem model. The only model that has an easterly bias at the moment, as far as the global models, is the GFS, and it's still taking the system here into the Florida Panhandle. Now, this run was from last night. This map here shows the run that was just completed at about 30 minutes ago. You can see it brings the system north-northwest towards southeastern Louisiana, and then it curves it sharply off towards the northeast in response to that upper level trough that's going to be swinging here across Texas as we get into Friday night and Saturday. And the GFS is showing this system will make landfall as a strong tropical storm or borderline Category 1 hurricane here just east of Pensacola, Florida, and just west of Panama City sometime Saturday night into the early morning hours on Sunday. At this time, based on the latest forecast track from the National Hurricane Center, we expect the most dangerous weather and the likelihood of trees and power lines being downed. The highest potential for that is here in southeastern Mississippi, up through Mobile, Alabama, Pensacola, Florida, and up through south central Alabama. And then just to the east of that, here near Panama City and Apalachicola, we could still see some downed trees and power lines. To the west of the system, because it's going to be sheared, if the system does take a track into Mobile Bay, do not anticipate much active weather on the western side of the storm, mainly just a couple of inches of rain and wind gusts 25 to 40 miles per hour. But where that center does make landfall, we could easily see winds 55 to 70 miles per hour, possibly gusting even higher. Rainfall amounts of 2 to 6 inches, possibly even more in some certain localities. And down trees and power outages would be very likely in this red zone here across southern Alabama and the western Florida Panhandle. These maps will be continually updated in the Hurricane Tracker app. If you are not a Hurricane Tracker app user and you do live along the northern Gulf Coast, we recommend you taking a look at our app, as it is packed with tons of information. You get all the latest advisories in real time from the Hurricane Center, audio updates that our team releases every few hours, as well as video updates, the latest cones and watches and warnings, all the computer models, animated radar, the impact map we just showed you, and much, much more. So if you live along the Gulf Coast, take a few minutes to check it out. It's just a couple of bucks, equals the price of a cup of coffee, and it will provide you all of the latest information in one place by our Hurricane Tracker app team that's working really hard to get this information out, and we will continue to do so up until landfall. The website to check that out is www.hurtracker.com. Thank you so much for watching this latest video update. We will be back with another video update if conditions change. And thank you so much for watching this video, and have a great day.